When Trump said he was going to investigate Boko Haram funding that came from the United States to Nigeria, he wasn't joking. So this is today's headline, and like you can see, it says Boko Haram, US to audit 8 funds to Nigeria. So Trump is already looking into beginning this investigation. We are going to be seeing all the NGOs who are involved, and how all this money were brought into Nigeria, how much have been brought, how much arms were being sent to these guys, to these Boko Haram fighters and all that. We are going to be doing all this. If there are possibly some leaders in the north who are involved, possibly we are going to be getting all this information. If there are imams, caught up in all this, we are going to be seeing all this unfolding, because I tell you, US is saying they are going to do audit. It's going to be a thorough investigation on how much was brought in and how it came in. And all the NGOs involved are going to be exposed. You can imagine. Even Trump himself is acknowledging that Boko Haram committed so much atrocities. Like you can see, this headline says, US condemned Boko Haram's atrocity. So Trump himself knows that Boko Haram is nothing to write home about. These are people, you saw them unliving people, videoing and sharing in the internet. If they let's not even go there. And this same Boko Haram that the United States is saying that they've committed so much atrocities. This headline, this is another today's headline, is saying that 789 ex-terrorists undergoing deradicalization, rehabilitation, integration program coming from the CDS, that the Chief of Defense Staff. This is today's headline. He's saying that they are still, recently we saw, was it about 900 or so, 800. Now he's saying that they have 789 Boko Haram fighters that they are de-radicalizing. These are people who have committed atrocities. They are being granted pardon, rehabilitated according to them, and brought back into the society. And at the end of the day, they'll be giving them taxpayers' money. But guess what? Trump is saying all the funding that came to them must be investigated. Anyway, let me take you to what El-Rufai once said in 2021. This one says federal government is not against bandits because they are doing business, not secession like Nnamdi Kanu. So the North has always pampered these people, Remember Buhari said any attack on Boko Haram is attack on the North. Hey, there's this guy on Twitter, he said Boko Haram, they are freedom fighters. So these people pampered these Boko Haram people, even the bandits, like Kansier Rufai said, they are doing business. They are not bad people, Unlike people who are asking for secession. But now, thanks to God that Trump has come to, to reveal things that Nigerians didn't know before now. Anyway, guys, let's move to what happened in Lagos. Seyi Tinubu's ambition is raking Lagos State Assembly. I mean, everywhere is panicking because Seyi Tinubu wants to become the next governor. Don't forget that Obaza also have that ambition to become the governor. And when they looked at it, they don't want Obasa to really go for it. They have to look a way to remove Obasa. Now, Tinubu has done the calculation. Obasa's removal is going to affect Tinubu in 2027. And Tinubu is saying, bring back Obasa. Because Obasa has so much followers in Lagos. And the people in the State House are saying we are not bringing back Obasa. So they are having loggerhead with Tinubu. They said they want the female speaker to continue to be their leader. No more Obasa. So Tinubu is caught up in the middle. Tinubu's ambition is now what is splitting Lagos State, State House of Assembly. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at this video just for you to understand what is happening in Lagos State. This politician, since APC came into Nigeria, it has been another story altogether. Take a look.
To the crisis that rocked the Lagos State House of Assembly on Monday after Mojisola Miranda, the first female speaker of the House, could not access her office amid rumors of her possible resignation. Miranda was elected Speaker of the Lagos Legislature following the removal of Mudashiru Obasa. Her election has since been controversial. Security operatives reportedly sealed her office on Monday following reports that Mudashiru Obasa planned to resume as Speaker. Amid the commotion, Miranda walked into the Assembly complex to the cheers and applause of lawmakers and some members of staff.
Morning, sir.
Madam Speaker!
was a beautiful welcome, quite emotional. I mean, I know that you guys had a guest on this topic earlier, and this is for our viewers who are just tuning in, just to keep them abreast with the situation that is going on at this point. The conversation really is that DSS was there. Yes. And they're saying that the House had requested the DSS to strengthen security around the premises following reports that Obasa was going to resume as Speaker, despite the fact that this woman has rejected the resignation. But in the meantime, a chaotic scene broke out ahead of plenary session on Monday as some members of staff and sergeants at arms chased away DSS operatives from Lagos Assembly Chamber. Let's take a look. A complete show of shame, really. I mean, I actually enjoyed your guest today who said maybe the script changed, because who actually invited these people? What sort of disgrace is this? Sorry, your state of excellence.
Let's go there.
I don't know what
them when
really
it's time.
is going on. I mean,
issue.
What is the DSS turning themselves into at this moment? But let me take a tweet now. This is from Badebo Rose Viber. He wrote, this is his tweeting part. He wrote, the brazen display of force at our state's legislative chamber represents a dangerous assault on democratic institutions and the principle of separation of powers. The deployment of security forces to intimidate elected representatives and interfere with legislative functions is reminiscent of our dark days under military rule and has no place in a democratic society. And that is on point, really. And I believe that everyone on this table would agree with that tweet, saying, I mean, this is really, really flouting the democratic rules at this point. But before I come to you, Professor Killer, during the Monday's plenary, members of the Lagos State House of Assembly passed a vote of confidence in the House Speaker, Mojisola Miranda.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
So at the end of the day, what is really causing this commotion? Mudashiru Obasa. Let me just take one more reaction before I come to you, and this is from Prince de Lagos. He wrote, Dear Mudashiru Obasa, your desperation to remain in office as Speaker after 10 years is shameful and leaves a bad taste in the mouth. You are nobody's lord, and your hitherto elevation as Speaker only makes you first amongst your colleagues who are electorally your equals. It is indeed a great virtue for a servant of fortune to know when to quit, especially when the ovation is loudest. You have never been the most brilliant, or most articulate, or even the best representative of his people in the Lagos Assembly. You have only been lucky and favored by grace. Shouldn't that be enough reason to count your wins and move on with your life? The prince is asking Mudashiru Obasa some pertinent questions. Go ahead.
Well, I think those questions could be directed to most Nigerian politicians.
Okay, most Nigerian politicians.
Because if you look at, you will talk about Lagos Assembly, we look at the Senate or the House of Reps. I want the viewers to think of any quotable quote from our legislators. You know, what inspiring speech do they remember? It's something that cuts across. I think in all these things, honestly, whether it's the ambition of Mudashiru, whether it's the machination of those behind him, whether it's the manipulation going on inside or outside the State of House Assembly, I am more occupied with the style, you know, with the finesse that they lack. From the days of Borgia back to the Roman Empire to the Palazzo Chigi in Italy to Westminster. Machinations are part of politics, but they don't come bringing out the shame in public this way. You know, this is, for me, in all these things, perhaps because I do not have so much regard, I do not see politics as something that is so high. There's nothing wrong in people manipulating. It is just this show of shame.
There's nothing wrong with people manipulating?
No, it's part of politics, honestly. Because, look, the difference between citizens and politicians is that citizens think of politics because of good road, good schools. Politicians think about it because of power. So it is just part of it. What differentiates them is, are they barbarians or are they civil? Are they inspiring or are they pedestrian? And I think we need to have that kind of look into what we're doing.
All right, Rufi on fire, your take. I know you're not a politician either, but go ahead.
I'm not a politician, but I like that tweet by Thomas Olukayode. But that tweet is also filled with a lot of delusion.
Why? Tell us why.
It is grand delusion for you to think that a politician will appreciate the grace that he's got, that he's not the best, that he just got the position. A politician is the greatest level of phantasmagorical delusion you can ever think of. You are telling him he's not good enough. In his eyes, he's the best. Don't you see the cap Obasa wears 01?
Well, that is his opinion.
Wait, didn't you see the way he treated the sitting governor of the state during budget presentation?
Yeah.
In Obasa's own eyes, he's the Lord of Lagos.
Wow.
I'm telling you how they think.
Okay.
And because he's getting the firm backing of people high up there, because Obasa cannot do all the things he's doing without the backing of people high up there. So in his eyes, did you hear the day he was saying that those that are governor are not better than him? So it is the highest level of delusion for you to think when Obasa is being backed by people high up there that he will not do all these things he's doing. I feel for Miranda, like I said before, she's a victim.
Yeah.
Because it's not a fight. It's the fight of those that are in power play. She's just caught in the middle.
Yeah.
And the truth has to be said, those lawmakers that are backing them to the orgy, see, all they need is one instruction. The way I read you are starting on your mandate, Miranda, that's how they will switch. So this game is for Ajibs, any government about. Professor Killer, you were talking about Greek suffix clause for Nigerian politicians that when you check their resume, Ojuri, tout.
This is an international station. What is Ojuri?
Ojuri means railway line.
What?
Tout that stay on the railway line. That's their resume.
Okay.
Oji, the people that you call politicians. A lot of Nigerians watching us. Can you leave your 5-year-old with this your politicians, you call politicians, and you leave the destiny of the country in their hands, and you expect it to change? So please, it's a case of a system that is destroyed, that is flawed, that is being backed by some power players. But I think what we should tell them is this. It is obvious the way we are destroying Lagos. We are destroying the ethos of politics of Lagos because of people's selfish interests.
Ayos Lagos.
But on the flip side, Oji,
yes,
have some people not captured Lagos for over 20 years? What have the people done?
Those are some of those questions.
Let those who built Lagos not destroy Lagos.
Yes.
Because we've been hearing stories of they built.
Okay.
You know, sometimes it's the hands that you build you can use to destroy.
Well,
and so there needs to be, and I'm saying, and I'm speaking in parables, I'm speaking about, since no one is talking about the elephant in the room, in terms of who is the person giving impetus?
I have a different opinion on that. I have a different opinion on that. I think Obasa is a man on his own.
Oh, you think?
I think so.
In politics, you cannot act this brazenly.
I mean, he's been a speaker
Lagos
for 10 years. He has connections. He knows people. I mean, why do we have to cast aspersions or start thinking? I mean, that's just my opinion.
That's good. My opinion is that Obasa does not have the guts to stand against the members and the GAC in Lagos without a superior power backing him. I maintain my stance on that. But the other thing I wanted to say,
he's not standing against the whole GAC. He has some GAC on his side.
Yeah, well,
I mean, they should just respect.
Let me just say one thing because of Honorable Mojisola Miranda.
Yes,
I want to speak to her woman to woman this morning. I don't want her to play the victim. You are not a victim.
Yeah.
Many men have walked through this or walked this path and they've held their stance and been strong. And please, let's stop saying, "No, why is she crying?" We are built differently. Sometimes we express emotions in different ways. It doesn't signify weakness.
No, at all.
She was overwhelmed by the proceedings, and that was how she expressed herself. It's not because she's weak. Madam Speaker, you are the substantive Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly.
Right.
Stand your ground.
Please,
let's not say because she's a woman, she's weak.
How many lawmakers are backing her now? Like 37 out of, come on.
And other Lagosians are backing you. Women are backing you as well.
You want to stand firm.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
Stand firm.
I'm with Ayo on this.
You should not allow
Our
what
first
they did to
female
Olubunmi State, they should
speaker,
do it.
Lagos State, stand firm. Well, in Enugu State, the state government has reacted to demolition videos in circulation showing young men going in and out of buildings during the demolition exercise. Well, the government is demolishing buildings that encroached on the Enugu-Okpe-Nsukka Road, which is reported to have been a nightmare for commuters. The government said notices had been served to the owners of the buildings and occupants had since evacuated, but that few daredevil scavengers defy security agents guarding the site to cut away rods and leftover property, risking their lives, as we'll see in this video.
Look at them, this is happening live at Enugu State, Abakwanike precisely. Liberty. People are taking risks. Look at the risks people are taking because of iron and aluminium, rod and aluminium. Look at the kind of risks young boys are taking. Look at the kind of risks. Can you see this? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing what is happening? Are you seeing what is happening? Are you seeing what is going on? The next thing that we say, Peter Bars use them for rituals. No, this is very life. This is very life.
All right, we took this story yesterday. I know, Rufai, you said you know that area. We took a story yesterday involving a building that the government debunked, saying that it was not that building, there was no building in Enugu State, that people were inside. But there are stories in Enugu State of buildings on that actual road, Enugu-Okpe-Nsukka Road. There have been buildings there, and those buildings have been encroaching on that actual expressway. They said that those buildings, notices were served to the people who built there, and that, the people that occupied the buildings were also served notices. So it's not like they were trying to demolish buildings and people were inside. That never happened in Enugu State. That's what the state government is saying.
Oji, what baffles me?
Yes.
What was the madness going on in government when they were building those buildings at first?
Yeah.
Who gave permission? You see, we throw the baby away with the bathwater a lot in this country. Buildings went up.
No, this is a wrong video.
They couldn't have
This was the video that we took yesterday. They said it was not in Enugu State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buildings went up. They couldn't have just gone up without any form of permission. So who gave those permissions and the building went up? And now, some people will say out of nowhere, they will come and say, we are going to demolish the building because it's contravening laws. Who was supposed to effect the laws in the first place? So it speaks volumes about our building sector,
absolutely,
building codes, and the fact that building laws are not respected, and the shenanigan that happens when it comes to building in every part of Nigeria. And the shocking thing is the fact that some people will have purchased this building. We just pray that some real estate agents have not gone to sell this building for high amounts. Those that used to come million for buildings that when you enter them, the wall will start breaking into two in less than 5 years. The plumbing is bad. And they will say it's in a setting, they will call it $5 million for you.
All right.
Buildings that were substandard buildings. So please, what we should go back to check is those that gave the permission in the first place. Let's go through the trail. You'll be shocked the kind of corruption that happens in the building community there.
My issue is with the scavengers, though, and the people. You saw those young boys running around and trying to, put their lives at risk. Hardship also. There's a lot of hardship in the land. But still, this has to stop. Where these young people go out there and try to steal when this exercise is going on. The state government is saying that.
It's moral and material poverty.
It's more than material. It's moral.
Moral and material poverty.
Both, absolutely.
Yes,
the state government is saying that, that actual road is designed as a dual carriageway since 1978, and that people went ahead to build on it over the years, and it has resulted to untold hardship. The road users sometimes spend hours on the road just to get to their destination, but that the government has done well in serving the people, and some of the buildings were not fully demolished. Some of them is just the fences that were demolished. But we'll follow up on the story, and if anyone has, information on whether or not the government is doing anything wrong, please, we're open for more information on this story. Well, I would say, if the roads are going to work, it will be kudos to the Enugu state government, but people have to be safe, really. Well, in the meantime, former Anambra State Governor and Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi visited Bridgehead Market in Onitsha. Following NAFDAC's closure of key sections, traders expressed frustration over the shutdown, which affected the medicine market.
Shut down a market for 1 week is huge. This entire place has over minimum 30 bank branches. So there's a lot of activities going on. So if we come, this is bad, isolate it, take it, prosecute those who are involved. Deal with them within the law. Decisively. Remember, all the drugs people back then was sent to the army barracks here. I supervised it, I put the fire on it, and we burned it. I know. And I told them, I said, it's me who is doing this, your governor. So you will know. But at the same time, that we can't shut down means of people's livelihood.
I'll take some tweets. This is from Concerned Citizen, who wrote, closing the entire market when the affected sections can be cordoned off is not only heartless, but wicked and very mischievous as well as irresponsible. Those in charge of this agency should do the right thing, I beg. How does closing off, for example, the plumbing materials section help? What concerns NAFDAC and building materials? Focus on the food drug section and let the other traders be. This is overreaching, and this is a conversation we've had before about NAFDAC overreaching. Let me take this tweet from Pastor Okezie, who wrote, late Professor Dora Akunyi closed the same market for about 4 months, and she further stated that the market is responsible for most of the fake drugs in Nigeria. If there is no Onitsha market, Nigeria will record less than 5% of fake drugs on the market. She locked it for months to screen the entire market. That is a different conversation entirely. We know it doesn't make it right at all. And I wanted to bring that actual statement, because we had seen a lot of these tweets of some Nigerians actually endorsing the fact that this market was closed down and people are left suffering when you can actually do the right thing by going through the actual process of it. Go ahead. What's the obvious?
Those endorsing this thing are wrong. They are wrong.
Yeah.
But the mindset, it's the prevailing mentality.
Okay.
If you live in a society where every step you take, wrong things are done with no consequence, you start to endorse them. In reality, I think what we need to learn to do is for individuals to sue. You see, those people whose shops or stores or enterprise were closed, I think they need to get together and sue whoever closed them down to say, you have disrupted my business, which is a legitimate business, and I challenge your right to do so, and I'm bringing forward a bill to say, this is the amount I'm losing because of you suing it. Because there are some people who, when they get into office in Nigeria, either as elected or nominated or bureaucrats, they just lose the sense of measure. Not because we do not measure what goes wrong when we act wrongly. And I think if we want to truly develop that is a place to start from.
Absolutely. I like that point. Really apt, Professor Killer. And let me just further take Peter Obi's tweet, where he did actually put out a tweet after that video, and his tweet reads in part, he wrote, during my tenure as governor of Anambra State, we faced similar situations multiple times. Whenever we encountered public health threats, we addressed them collaboratively and methodically with the relevant agencies. In cases requiring market intervention, we work closely with regulatory authorities and security agencies, ensuring fairness and due process. This approach prevented unnecessary disruption and safeguarded livelihoods. The current strategy should be reconsidered to prevent undue hardship on traders, their families, and the state's economy while pursuing the end of enhanced public health. We should not lose sight of the collateral economic effects of adjacent market closures should be kept in view always. And I think this is just, I can see everybody, it was a resounding yes. I mean, this is what should happen. I mean, those people at this point are victims. If you have a plumbing market, why should your shop be closed? Please, this thing has to be looked into, really. Well, in another development, the Anambra State government has dismissed claims that it plans to arrest women seen in public without bras or underwear, describing the report as false and malicious. A video alleging that the state governor, Charles Chukwuba Soludo, issued a directive began circulating on social media over the weekend. Well, in the video, a voice claimed that the state was set to enforce the order. Let's take a look at that video before we come back for a discussion. Yeah, I thought this was so hilarious. Well, I wish Dr. Abati was here. Can you just help us out?
I just want to say something.
The guy said, don't come out if you're not.
I know Professor Soludo, and I can assure you, he will never do something like that. He might do all the things, but he will not do something like this.
He said that there is no policy regulating citizens, but when I saw the video, the first person I thought about was Dr. Abati with his Free the Nipples campaign. I thought it was so funny, but it's good that it has been clarified because I'm like, what nonsense? Yeah. How can you be saying, don't wear bra? Rufai, you're smiling to your, go ahead, say a quick point before we take our good news story.
I'm
yes, this.
Morally, you can come out and speak against it, but not actually put a policy in place. That was way too much. I just wanted to put it like. But you know, these Gen Z people, they do the free the nipple thing. So, I mean, that's probably why that guy was upset.
Why you repeating free the nipple?
No, because it's the truth. Why would somebody go out with a loudspeaker to say, don't come out naked? What is your business, really? What really
is your business?
I mean, that's a problem.
Yes.
Because let's have mercy on the men.
Yes.
People want but I also feel that there are bigger issues.
There are bigger issues in Anambra State to worry about. Well, all right. Well, before we end what's trending today, we would like to congratulate award-winning author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who recently welcomed twin boys with her husband at the age of 47 in our Good News Report. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who is best known for her award-winning novels, including Purple Hibiscus, Americana, and Half a Yellow Sun, revealed in an interview with The Guardian over the weekend that she gave birth to her twin boys in April 2024, but kept it a secret from the public to protect them. Adichie, who hasn't written a book in about 11 years, will be releasing her first feature-length novel titled Dream Count in March. The novel is a reflection on love, desire, and the intricacies of womanhood explored through the lives of 4 distinct women. I mean, congratulations. I mean, I thought that the book just kind of coincided with her beautiful news. twin boys at the age of 47. I mean, what a remarkable story. What a remarkable
beautiful
journey.
story.
It's a beautiful story. I think that she's also in the Vogue, actually, this March. I think it had to do with the tale of a beautiful story about she gave
she is. I just want to say Odeluwa is at it again. And of course, when people read her work, you know that she's a phenomenal writer. Looking forward to this and just congratulations.
Congratulations.
Beyond just the book, it's just giving hope to a lot of women who have lost hope or thought it's over for them or it's too late. Thank you for pushing the envelope again and again.
Congratulations, Odeluwa.
My own assistant. You know, I do very good on Mungo.
Mungo, he wants to do a Mungo. Well, we at Arise News, we all congratulate Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Congratulations on your twin boys. Well, that's all I have for you guys. And what's trending today? I'll see you all tomorrow.
So guys, when Trump said he was going to investigate Boko Haram funding that came from the United States to Nigeria, he wasn't joking. So this is today's headline, and like you can see, it says Boko Haram, US to audit 8 funds to Nigeria. So Trump is already looking into beginning this investigation. We are going to be seeing all the NGOs who are involved, and how all this money were brought into Nigeria, how much have been brought, how much arms were being sent to these guys, to these Boko Haram fighters and all that. We are going to be knowing all this. If there are possibly some leaders in the north who are involved, possibly we are going to be getting all this information. If there are imams, caught up in all this, we are going to be seeing all this unfolding, because I tell you, US is saying they are going to do audit. It's going to be a thorough investigation on how much was brought in and how it came in. And all the NGOs involved are going to be exposed. You can imagine. Even Trump himself is acknowledging that Boko Haram committed so much atrocities. Like you can see these headlines, this US condemned Boko Haram's atrocity. So Trump himself knows that Boko Haram is nothing to write home about. These are people, you saw them unliving people, videoing and sharing in the internet, if they let's not even go there. And this same Boko Haram that the United States is saying that they've committed so much atrocities. This headline, this is another today's headline, is saying that 789 ex-terrorists undergoing de-radicalization, rehabilitation, integration program coming from the CDS, that's the Chief of Defense Staff. This is today's headline. He's saying that they are still, recently we saw, was it about 900 or so, 800. Now he's saying that they have 789 Boko Haram fighters that they are de-radicalizing. These are people who have committed atrocities. They are being granted pardon, rehabilitated according to them, and brought back into the society. And at the end of the day, they'll be giving them taxpayers' money. But guess what? Trump is saying all the funding that came to them must be investigated. Anyway, let me take you to what El-Rufai once said in 2021. This one says federal government is not against bandits because they are doing business, not secession like Nnamdi Kanu. So the North has always pampered these people. Remember, Buhari said any attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the North. People like Shehu, there's this guy on Twitter, he said Boko Haram is a freedom, they are freedom fighters. So these people pampered these Boko Haram people, even the bandits, like El-Rufai said, they are doing business, they are not bad people,
Unlike people who are asking for secession. But now, thanks to God that Trump has come to reveal things that Nigerians didn't know before now.
Anyway, guys, let's move to what happened in Lagos. Seyi Tinubu's ambition is raking Lagos State Assembly. I mean, everywhere is panicking because Seyi Tinubu wants to become the next governor. Don't forget that Obaza also have that ambition to become the governor.
And when they looked at it, they don't want Obaza to really go for it. They have to look for a way to remove Obaza.
Now, Tinubu has done the calculation. Obaza's removal is going to affect Tinubu in 2027. Tinubu is saying bring back Obaza because Obaza has so much followers in Lagos. Do you know? And the people in the state house are saying we are not bringing back Obaza. So they are having loggerhead with Tinubu. They said they want the female speaker to continue to be their leader, no more Obaza. So Tinubu is caught up in the middle. Tinubu's ambition is now what is splitting Lagos State, State House of Assembly. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at this video just for you to understand what is happening in Lagos State. This politician, since APC came into Nigeria, it has been another story altogether. Take a look.